Welcome to the Property Moms Podcast. Ever wondered how to juggle listings, clients, lunches, and little ones? You're in the right place. Meet Chelsea McKinney and Alisa MacQuinn, two entrepreneurial dynamos, thriving real estate agents, and above all, powerhouse mamas right here in North Alabama. Diving deep into the world of real estate and motherhood and a little bit of everything in between. Grab your keys, your coffee, and let's get started.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Property Moms Podcast, where the juggle is real. I'm Chelsea McKinney.
I'm Alisa MacQuinn.
And we are realtors and moms, and we own multiple businesses, and we just want to talk it out, and hopefully some viewers can relate. And I think we should just dive right in.
Yep. Share the love. There's lots of moms and there's lots of business-like women in this area and nationally that we hope that we can reach out to and just relate to and get some laughs and build a family.
Yeah, this is not like a serious podcast, you
Oh,
guys.
heck no. No.
This is, I want to talk about the market. The market is fine.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like there are plenty of market updates, especially in our market in North Alabama. I feel like there are plenty of other realtors providing market updates, and we can do that too.
But we'll hit on it, like we'll spice it throughout. Yeah.
But this is just more fun because honestly, right now, the market is not very fun. So we want to have discussions about other things that are important and some that aren't important, some that are just entertaining. So let's talk about how we met.
Yes.
We actually went to middle school together. We went to Liberty Middle School.
We were babies.
That's right, I know. And then Bob Jones. And we reconnected
through Zumba.
In our 20s.
Through exercise. Yay! We exercised then.
One time.
Anymore.
Yeah, we were like hardcore.
We were.
We were doing Zumba like 6 days a week.
And sometimes adding in extra classes. I remember I added in a kickboxing class once.
Yeah. And we were in such fantastic shape.
We were.
We did Zumba at the Y. And we loved it. We were pretty obsessed with it, and we were definitely in the best shape of our lives. And
it was so funny too, because I actually like vaguely remember walking in and being like, "Hey, we went to high school together." Because like we weren't like BFFs in high school. Like we knew of each other, and I think we had a couple classes, and we were like friendly, but we weren't like. We didn't realize that we were like BFF potential at some point. So like, but Zumba, like, there's nothing that reconnects you to friends like sweating. And having like butt sweat lines and like checking each other at the gym.
You know what? We were so good. We could have taught those classes. At like some point we could have taught.
We really could
Zumba
have.
Class.
We like knew all the songs.
We did.
We knew it all.
We did. And we were up there.
We were up front
row.
We were
in the front row every single class.
Yeah.
I remember when Tasha was pregnant.
Oh yeah.
And she like had to run out of the room one time, and Matt
like
just
followed
keep
her,
going. And she was like, Y'all do your thing.
And we were like, we've got this.
And me and Alisa were like, okay.
Yeah.
Got like,
watch us go.
We took the instructor spot
Our
for
time
that
to
one.
shine.
For that one song. Yeah, that was, we needed.
And I've never reached a high like that ever again.
I know.
I have children now.
I know. Yeah. So we also, we're moms. We've got really beautiful children. And, you know, Zumba is not a priority in my life anymore.
Nope.
And me and Alisa have talked a little bit about this, but like, you know, we're in our 30s, we're mid 30s. That pains me to say it, but I feel like I've had like a lonely girl summer. Okay. I feel like I have been so incredibly lonely, and that sounds so pathetic to say.
No, it doesn't.
But reconnecting with friends feels really good. I was telling my husband that I was totally having a breakdown, and I was like, I don't have any friends. I don't have any hobbies. I don't have anything to do other than work and be a mom. Like, that's all I do. That's all I am. And then like a day later, Alisa reached out to me about doing this, and I was like, a friend, and a potential hobby.
Yeah.
And so I was gung-ho about it. I was very excited about it. So thank you.
Yeah. I don't even, you know, what's
for
weird
reaching
is
out.
like, I think that this is like, I think all moms can relate to struggling with friendships after becoming a mom. And you hear about it. Like, you hear about it before you become a mom. You're like, oh, I bet it's hard, you know, like whatever. Nothing prepares you for life with kids and losing not only yourself, because you do lose a part of yourself, but like losing that like just like camaraderie and like having friends. And it's just so hard to prioritize that. Like when I was kind of thinking about this, and I was kind of like, okay, because as a mom like who's working, who's like also trying to like build a business, I was like, well, I want to be able to like check off the box that I'm like doing something sort of for my business, but that doesn't feel like it's for my business. And that like also can reconnect with like people that I know that I genuinely had connections with before. Not just anybody.
Yeah.
You were selected. No, but I don't know, like I think there's something to be said for like creating that time and that space that's just yours.
Yeah.
Is something so freeing and like liberating about that.
Well, and before we were moms, like it was really easy. Like we had the ability to go out and have lunch, have dinner with friends. Like it was so much easier to make that time because we had that time.
Yep.
And I don't know about you, but like we have a nanny who is with our boys from 9 to 5. And I work and I work and I work and I feel so much guilt if I'm not working. If I have like a 30-minute period where I don't have anything to do, I will create something for me to do so I don't feel guilty that my nanny has our boys. I really need a mind shift.
Yeah.
I really need to get out of that way of thinking because it's just a burden on me that I'm putting on me.
Yeah.
And it's not fair to myself, and I really need to carve out some time to do stuff like this, to be with friends, to like feel like I actually have a life.
Because you do.
That matters outside of my kids.
Yeah. You know. So because we know each other relatively well, I mean, there's always like going to be some things that we discover, and I'm excited for that. But nobody else really like knows us. So I think we're going to do 20 questions, but we're going to divide the questions so it's 10. We're both answering. So you're getting 20 answers, but 10 questions.
Yeah.
So it's 20 answers.
We don't want to
bore
bore you.
We don't want to be here for 3 hours because we're both squirrels at heart, and we will be like off in another conversation in about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So I'll ask the first. Do you want me to answer?
You go right ahead.
Okay. So the first question is, how long would you survive by yourself in nature? Which is hilarious because your husband would survive forever.
He would, and I would not. I think give me a day and I'd probably be out. I hate the outdoors, which I know is going to be very controversial. I am an indoor girly. I like my air conditioning. I've been outside more in the last like 3 weeks than I had in the last like year because while my husband was out hoofing it in Alaska,
literally surviving
in Alaska for 2.5 weeks, I decided that my kids deserved the best damn backyard that I could give them. And so I overhauled our backyard. I resodded everything. They got a play place. I enclosed the screened-in porch, and now we are out there literally all the time. But that's not nature.
It's beautiful, though.
That's a playground. So I've been out on the playground more in the last 3 weeks than I. But nature, bugs and me don't mix. Snakes, spiders. Like, I know this is like so funny to you.
I love it. Yeah.
Elisa's the opposite. I can only pee in a toilet. So camping is out. Like it is. People pee in the lake. Like it's a
I still can't do that. I don't care how much of a nature girl I am.
I can't do it. It's a real problem.
Have you seen that TikTok where that girl is telling you how you can pee on the beach without going back in, and she literally just digs a hole and sits down and pees through her bathing suit in the hole? I love this for our first episode, but I still I was mortified, and okay. So to answer the question, I don't know how long I could actually survive. I love that show Alone. It's like Alone in the Wild or Alone, something like that.
Naked and Afraid.
Not Naked and Afraid. I will not be naked.
We used to watch that.
I will not be in that show. But it's like, I think it's called Alone, and like they're just like these remote destinations. You take like 10 people who are like all relatively prepared to like survive out in the wilderness, and then you just like watch and see who really survives.
Yeah.
And like part of me thinks that I could survive probably at least a week. If I'm realistic, I would love to say inside my psyche that like I could survive forever.
Could you like build yourself a shelter and stuff?
I used to think that I could until I saw how people on that show actually build shelters, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that is amazing. That's like a work of art.
Yeah.
And I would be like, I have these sticks and some leaves, and I'm gonna hope that I can do something with it. But you can pick like certain items to take in. So some of them have like tarps and stuff like that. So like, you're not like totally just without anything. But So I like to think that I could survive probably at least a week. But I also like really love being outside, which I think is another reason why we're good friends, because like we complement each other. It's like the opposites attract, but you can't be completely opposite.
Right.
You have to have something.
Right.
But like, so if we were stranded together, I would get you for at least 3 days. at least. Yeah.
Oh man, my favorite videos to watch, and Archer, my oldest son, he will be 4 this month. He loves to watch them with me. Have you seen the videos of like the guys digging and like making basically like waterfalls and houses,
like excavator video, like, and they're
dirt,
like,
but they're
yes.
doing it by hand.
Yes.
It is the most miraculous thing I've
And it
ever
makes you feel
seen.
lazy.
Oh,
You're
I'm
watching it and you're
such
like
a lazy
eating like a bag of Cheetos or like dill pickle chips,
Yeah.
and you're like in your sweatpants.
It's so
and you're
entertaining
like,
though. It's
you get it.
fascinating. Yeah, fascinating. Okay. Question number 2. Your favorite memory from last year?
So last year was a crap year for me.
Okay.
It was it was probably like the worst year of my life.
Oh, no.
And I can say that honestly. Like my parents have been divorced. Like I've had a good life.
You've gone
but like
through
I've gone through a divorce, like to a crazy psychopath, you know.
We know.
She was my maid of honor in my first wedding.
I was.
If that tells you anything
I'm
about
sorry.
like we left that part out, but it's important. It's important to know that like friends always come back around.
Yeah.
But I've been through some stuff, but like last year was easily the hardest year of my life. It was also the most eye-opening, but also important year of my life. So my second daughter was born, Lizzie. She's 18 months old now. 3 weeks after Lizzie was born, Andrew, my husband, was rushed into emergency surgery because his entire bowel severed inside of him.
That is wild.
Isn't that crazy how like 1 second you're like, oh, like post-baby bliss, and like I finally have a husband who's like, this time around is going to be so much different.
Involved.
And then like, so I went from like a new mom again with she was 7 at the time, with a 7-year-old. And then my husband ends up in like life-saving surgery. Like they called me and they were like, it's serious. Because like everything that was in his intestines is now everywhere. And so like, we're not only going to be fighting infection, but like he's going to lose 12 inches of his bowel. He has to have a temporary colostomy placed. Sorry, babe, you may not want to know this, like have this on the internet, but here it is.
Don't watch this episode,
Don't watch
Andrew.
this one. Yeah, he probably will because it's the first and he wants to be supportive. But like,
sweet.
I'm telling you now to turn it off. But like, honestly, it's part of my story. And I just remember like getting that call at 7 o'clock at night, and I was just like sitting there with Lizzie, and I had like was getting ready, like Alice ready for bed, and I was just like, I could literally lose my husband. And you know,
With a
whatever.
brand
I
new
didn't sleep
baby.
a wink. Yeah, They called me and they were like, okay, like we think everything's okay, and I'm like, okay, I'm still not gonna sleep. It's fine. But so like my favorite memory from last year, and I went through horrible postpartum depression. That was a whole nother like thing from last year. But like I think my favorite memory from last year was just getting my family back together and like starting to feel like life was gonna be okay, which sounds awful as like a favorite memory, like, oh yay, like we're all surviving.
Yeah.
So, but that was it. Like just getting like the feeling again where like, okay, I'm not in fight or flight mode so much. I'm more in like, things might be all right.
Right. Just the calm.
So go ahead.
Calm.
What was your favorite memory from
I feel so superficial now. Mine was going to be from Disney World.
I should have gone first.
Well, so we stupidly, and I admit that it's very stupid, we bought a timeshare last year, okay?
I don't think that's stupid.
And, it's stupid.
Okay.
We're using it though. It would be even more stupid if we weren't using it, okay? So we use that dadgum timeshare. And our favorite place to go is in Orlando. It's like 7 minutes from Disney. So we went like 3 times last year.
Dang.
We didn't go to Disney every time because... But we went to SeaWorld the second time that we went, and seeing Archer at the dolphin show was my absolute favorite memory from last year, because I know it's very controversial. Like SeaWorld is not for everybody, but dadgummit, the way that baby lit up and like was clapping and like the biggest smile on his face. I remember my cheeks hurt from smiling, looking at him. I missed the entire show. Yeah. I missed the whole dadgum show.
You think there were dolphins there. You don't really know.
I know. Yeah. I heard some splashing, okay? So people got wet. But like, I was so focused on Archer, and he was just so full of joy.
Yeah.
And it was the most
pure,
precious,
pure joy,
pure thing I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And like, we took, when Warren was old enough to appreciate it. We took them back this past year, and Warren has my RBF. And so, like, he was interested.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, he was stone-faced the entire time. And, like, every once in a while, you would see him be like, but that was it.
That was it. That's all you
So,
got.
like, Archer was just, like, completely opposite, like, biggest smile. And, like, I know Warren enjoyed it, but it was just totally different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was my favorite memory from last year. Okay, question number 3. If you could have any, like, superpower or, like, magic power, what would it be?
I never know how to answer this question. That's what makes it a good one, because, like, honestly, everyone's answers are always so, like, really help you to kind of understand them better. But maybe the fact that I can't think of a good one says a lot about me. I don't know. So this sounds cheesy. I have a lot. I think we can all appreciate that, like, mind control or, like, mind reading or, like, telepathy or, like, whatever are all, like, really cool, like, powers. I genuinely just want to fly.
Okay.
I'd say, like, not for any superpower purpose. I just really think that it would bring me a lot of joy if I could legit just fly.
I like that.
It has no purpose for, like, humanity or, like, the common good.
I like that.
I just genuinely think it would feel amazing to fly.
Okay.
What about yours?
So mine is hands down time travel.
Oh,
and not
that's a good one.
like for totally selfish reasons.
Yeah.
Like I've told many people this, my version of heaven. This is how I picture heaven, okay? I picture heaven, me waking up and God saying, "What age would you like your babies today?"
Stop. I don't want to cry today.
And I get to go back and be with them at that age.
Ooh, this is the
Is
first
that not
one.
the best?
That is the best.
That's the best heaven I could ever imagine. I know.
Okay.
I know. So that's mine. Time travel.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, girl, I've cried.
I think I have to sneeze.
many times.
Oh my gosh. Okay, next question.
Yeah,
country. What country would you like to visit in the future, since you can time travel and all you could do it right now?
Oh man. Okay, so my favorite place to go is Greece. So I would always love to go back there, but because I've been there, I would probably like to go to maybe Scotland or Ireland or, someplace with that kind of accent.
You'd have to take Eamon with you because,
Lots of hot
the men folk over there, I hear, are
See,
real nice.
I watch Outlander. Okay, do you watch Outlander?
Okay. Yes.
It's the scenery for me.
Yes.
I just think it's beautiful scenery.
Yeah.
So that's why I would want to go.
I've started it like 3 times, and I get a little bit further each time. It's not that it's not good storyline, but it goes like this, which is intentional. I get it, but I'm in one of those, and I'm like, It's like right after. Sorry if you spoil alert, but it's like season 2. So like if you're into it, you're probably past this. But like I'm kind of to the point like where Claire's back with her first husband, but they're like reliving what happened in the time up until that battle.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Sorry. I like it.
I like the scenery. I just think it's beautiful. I think pictures would be gorgeous. I want to see that part of it.
Yeah.
What about you?
Switzerland.
Okay.
Hands down.
Yeah.
The Alps.
Yeah.
There's the village that starts with the G that has all the waterfalls in it, and I can never say it right. Sorry, there was a floof.
You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, sorry. But yeah, Switzerland.
Okay.
That's one that's like on my bucket list, the Holy Lands.
Okay.
My mom and I want to take, like, she's 71 now. She just turned 71. I know. Yeah.
She doesn't look
She doesn't look it.
No.
I know, she really doesn't.
No, not
but
at all.
I want to do that like within the next 5 to 10 years, is take her to the Holy Lands, because I
love
think she'd
that.
get a lot out of that too. But yeah, Switzerland or there
awesome.
would be cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so my turn to ask a question.
I feel like you just asked me that.
Did I? Oh no, I did. Yeah, it's your turn. Sorry.
Okay, would you rather order takeout or would you rather cook?
Still takeout. It's always been takeout, but I have started enjoying cooking in my 30s.
What's that like?
I don't know. I won't say I'm like down for it all the time, and especially since like now running 2 businesses, I'm not as like apt to do it. But like before, when my life was a little bit less crazy, like I kind of did enjoy like cooking a little bit. I should just say takeout. Takeout.
I know, mine's takeout. If you know me, I never have.
Yeah.
Like I tried the meal in a box.
Yeah, like HelloFresh or whatever.
I tried that and They just sat in my fridge.
Yeah.
Because I would, like, it was so wasteful. I hate it. Like, my sister, she got them and she loved them and she, like, really became very comfortable in the kitchen. And I'm very blessed in that I have people who want to see my kids all the time who are willing to cook for us.
That's really why you had kids. It's like, if I have them, people will come bring me food.
Right. But it's takeout for me. But, like, my dad lives 5 doors down. And so, like, Mimi cooks a couple times a week. And, like, my mom is 1 street over. Yeah. So Nana cooks a couple times a week. And
sounds like you're taken care of.
It's so nice.
Yeah. My mom brought me soup last night. She makes like that Santa Fe like taco soup or whatever, which is like always like a comfort food for me.
So good. Yeah.
Like, so she made it yesterday because she knew I'm like, I usually try to keep a clean house, but like you can tell the state of my anxiety by how messy my house is.
I feel that.
And it's like a downward spiral, but like, because usually I like to keep a very clean house, not like meticulously because I have dogs.
Yeah.
And kids. I love that I said dogs before kids. Because most people are like, I have kids. And I'm like, mine's the dogs.
It's the dogs that really
it's the dogs.
Make it dirty.
But right now my house is a mess. And she knows, like, when she walks in, like, before I even say, like, it's a hot mess, she's like, I know, it's fine. Like, I brought you dinner. Like, thanks.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
She knew what you needed.
Now it is my turn.
Okay.
Have you ever made a second fake social account to stalk someone?
You know what? I haven't. I am very open in my stalking. I'm proud of it. Dang it.
See, what's funny? Okay, so what's funny is that I'm that way now.
Yeah.
But I can remember a time that I did.
Really?
Yeah. I took 2 of my friends' name, like not close friends, but like enough that I knew their names. I took their first name and the other one's last name, and I put them together. I made a Gmail account and everything, because you had to make a Gmail account to get in.
Yeah.
To make the Facebook account. I did once. A long time ago.
Oh, man. I feel like
I'm not proud of it.
I feel like I have used like a friend's Facebook to like look at somebody. But yeah, I've never made a second.
See, now privacy is like such a big deal. So like, even if you created a fake one, I think that's why you have to be open about it now.
Yeah. I'm very
Not back
open
in
in
the
my
day.
stalking. So did you just answer that? I guess that was both
that
of our
was it.
answers.
Yeah,
okay.
that was it.
Who do you call first when something important happens?
My mom.
Me too.
My mom, yeah. And then I feel bad that I haven't called my husband.
Well, so like I will say that I think it depends on what important thing.
Yeah.
Like when I found out I was pregnant, Ammon was the first one to find out.
Yeah.
Because he was standing right there with me.
Oh, yeah.
But then we called my mom.
Yeah.
Mom and then dad.
I think my mom knew on both of mine before.
Really?
Yeah, when I got pregnant. I'm trying to think. Oh, no, I think I told Andrew. I told Andrew first. Yeah. Because I got him, it was his birthday, or it was Father's Day when I told him, and I had found out like a couple days before, and I had like gotten him a Father's Day card, and I was like, sorry, there's no gift. I actually did get him something small, but like, I was like, sorry, like, it'll be done baking or whatever in like 9 months. I said something cheesy like that.
Cute.
Yeah. But it took him, he was like, what do you mean? Like, is it a going? Like, he didn't get it. And I was like, 9 months.
Bun in the oven,
months.
baking.
Yeah, he would have gotten that way better. If I had like a jar of Prego, like he might have gotten it faster. But it took him a minute, and I was like, I'm knocked up. And he was like, oh, okay.
Did you use those words? I'm knocked up.
I think I did.
I love it.
I wasn't going to be like, I'm pregnant.
I love it.
Well, don't like that word.
When we found out about Warren, I made Ammon go to the store and get a pregnancy test because
Romantic.
I was late and he had just gotten back from a trip or something, and like, anyway, I was like, you need to go get me one because I'm not going in there. Nobody's seeing me buy a pregnancy test. I don't know
like
why.
You're 12.
Like, I'd been married for 8 years at this point.
It's still
we had
awkward.
another child.
It's still
like,
awkward.
It's still,
no matter how old you are.
Yeah,
it's still
and
awkward.
so we went, and like, I can't pee in front of my husband. I don't know why I'm talking about pee.
I can't
so much,
either.
But I can't pee in front of him. So I like went and locked the door, and he was like, put your finger over the thing. We're gonna find out together, like over where it says you're pregnant or not.
Yeah.
And he was like outside of the door, like, don't look. What's taking so long? And I'm like, I'm pulling up my pants, dude. Like, let me.
Also, it's not. There's one thing like if you had to pee in front of your like significant other, and then like peeing on a stick, or even if you do like still, there's no
unsanitary. It's just weird.
You can't be proper while doing that.
Yeah. And so like I think you're supposed to wait like 5 minutes, but within like 15 seconds we knew I was pregnant, and he was calling my mom.
That's kind of cute.
It's cute.
Eamon's so adorable sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. You know, don't give him too much credit.
Same's easier, you know. Whatever.
Don't give him too much credit.
Is this one mine or is this one yours? I think this one's mine. Last show you binge watched.
Oh, Love is Blind.
I want to so bad, but here's the thing. I know that when I start, I will end up binge watching it.
Have you not watched any seasons?
My mom has, and like when I was like kind of hanging out with her over at her house for a while, like I caught some and I was like, ooh, this is a good one, but I can't get involved. I can't get invested.
Oh my gosh. I love it. Every season. Every freaking season.
I need to.
You have to. This season, I was kind of disappointed in some, not that anybody cares, but I was kind of disappointed in some of the couples.
Well, I'll watch it. I'll watch the latest one and then we can talk about it.
Okay. Season 1 was really great, and last season was good too.
Okay, well then maybe I should start with 1. We could rewatch 1 together.
There was like,
or you can, you know.
There was like couple goals last season. This one couple, they were so great, and there was a couple like that on season 1 that I like compare everybody to, and I'm like, well, that's not a Tiffany and Brett. Oh, that's not a Cameron and Lauren.
Well, then I'll have to. I'll start at 1, and then I might flip to the last one, and then I'll.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see how hooked I am at that point.
It's still going. I think we've got like half of the episodes out right now.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that'll give me time to watch the first.
You've still got some time.
All right. Cool.
What about you?
I think House of Dragon might have been the last one that I binged. Well, yeah, sort of. I kind of binge watched it. I watched like the pilot, and then I kind of let a few episodes. When Game of Thrones came out, I was a huge Game of Thrones nerd. We kind of talked about this a second ago. And I would religiously be on at Sundays. Yeah. Sunday nights, I didn't do anything except Game of Thrones. Like you didn't. I had a Game of Thrones party at the last episode. Nice. I was a nerd. Nice. Still am. It's fine. So when House of Dragon came, I was like, okay, like, you know, I knew I wanted to let a couple episodes like build up before because I knew I wanted to binge watch it.
Sure.
And it's too much time has passed. I'm like red wedding terrified, so I like want to know that I have the next episode ready. So that was kind of one, but honestly, this is going to sound cheesy. Do you know the show Heartland?
I've heard of it. I've never watched it.
It's a horse show.
Okay.
Oh, I was a horse girl.
She was.
I was.
You still are. I mean, at heart.
Am. Yeah, and I barely get to ride anymore, but like it's always held a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Heartland is like a show about like a girl who loses her mom, and they like live on a horse farm, and it's just like all the things that happen, the different horses they get, and she's like a horse whisperer, whatever. It sounds kind of cheesy. It's still going. This is like season 16 that's about to come. Yeah, but I binge watched the heck out of it after I had Lizzie, and like when life was all chaotic, and I just needed like an escape, but like one that felt comfortable and felt like home.
Yeah.
Girl, I binge watched like all 15 seasons, because at the time there was 15, within about 2 months.
Wow.
And there's like 20 something episodes in each season. So yeah, Heartland was probably the last like real binge that I'm proud of it. It's fine. I'll stand by it.
That's awesome.
At least I'm like, I wasn't the horse girl that like runs around on like the fake horse shows like on a stick pony. I was legitimately a horse girl. Okay.
Thank God. Oh my God.
We wouldn't be friends. I know that already. It's fine.
Okay. How long would you survive without your phone?
You know what's funny is like I went to Yellowstone. Eamon and I talked about this last time I saw him because he was telling me about his Alaska trip.
Yeah.
And I didn't have my phone for 12 days, mainly because there was no service out in the middle of nowhere. And at first, I kept reaching for it, like checking stuff. Because, you know, like most of what I use it for is I'm like, oh, I wonder if penguins have knees. Google. And I need to look it up. Like, I have to know, right? And in Yellowstone, I was like, oh, I can't know. And then I had to become okay with it. I was like, well, I'm just going to pretend like they do have knees, and I'm going to sleep better at night thinking that they do. I don't when I came home, I didn't even know to look for my phone anymore.
Wow.
Like I'd like broken the habit, and it was nice.
That sounds nice.
So currently in this moment, I could probably go like maybe an hour.
Right.
Like just if I'm actively thinking about it, I could go all day. I wouldn't love it, but I could.
Yeah.
But if I'm just like not subconsciously, I would reach for it easy within at least, if not 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Me too.
Yeah.
Mine just depends on where I am.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like if I'm at home and like my kids are home, I don't need it.
Yeah.
But if I'm away from my kids, like I'm pretty psychotic about my children. Yeah. And I just like before we started recording, I text Ammon and I was like, I'm having my phone on airplane mode, answer your phone if Valentina calls. Right. And I text Valentina, our nanny, and I was like, I'm going to have my phone on airplane mode. If there are any emergencies, not like there's ever any emergencies.
Right.
But I'm like, just in case.
This would be the
it
time.
It probably could happen. You know, I was like, text Ammon, call Ammon.
Yeah.
So if I'm at home with my kids, I could probably go without it for a while. I mean, but like I also work from my phone.
Right. That's the other thing.
So it is hard because, you know, I got a text on the way here and somebody was like, hey, can you quote a roof for me? And I was like, sure, let me put in a quick measure. Like,
right.
You know, so on the weekend, if I'm at home, I could probably go the whole weekend. Yeah. Like if I had to.
Yeah.
Would I want to? Not really, but.
And the whole time you're like, I'm wondering what dumpster fire is waiting for me when I check it again.
I know. So during the week, I mean, an hour max.
Yeah.
You know.
Last one. What one moment would you like to relive in your life?
Oh, man. I should have thought about this one.
I know, I didn't either.
Like, obviously, like, the birth of my kids was life-changing.
Yeah.
I think, like, weddings are too stressful. You know what I mean? Like, I probably wouldn't want to relive that again just because, like, of all of the stress that went into it.
Yeah.
I would want to look like that again.
Right.
But I probably wouldn't want to relive that day.
Yeah.
So I would probably say May 30th, 2021, which is the day Warren was born, because it was just I'd already had one kid. I felt like I knew what I was doing. I felt like I was a pro.
Yeah.
I like drove myself to the hospital. I pushed him out in 3 pushes. He like used my organs as like a springboard and like flew out. It was wild. And then he was perfect. And 2 days later, I walked myself out of that hospital and drove myself and my baby home. And I just felt like it was such a proud moment.
Yeah.
Like it was just a really proud.
They didn't make you go in a wheelchair?
I told him I didn't want to.
Dang.
I'm telling you, my second birth was like.
I can't believe they let you.
Yeah.
I told him, I'm like, I'm fine. And they were like, no, it's hospital policy. And I'm like, oh.
I had my Duna, like his car seat that changed into a stroller. And I had it in the stroller form. And I was like, I really just want to push my baby out. And they were like, okay, that's fine. So I walked down the halls and I think Ammon put him in the car. And then I like started walking around the car to get in the driver's seat. And the nurses were like, what are you doing? We were going to help you into this seat. And I was like, no, I drove myself here.
I'm fine.
I'm fine.
Back off.
I live 3 minutes away.
Are you coming home with me? Because if not, then I need you to back off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's probably
it's
my
ironic
favorite.
to me how like over-doting they are in the hospital and then like you don't hear from them once you get home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Soft spot for me.
Yep.
Anyways,
and you?
Ironically, mine's the same. If only because like with Alice, I was so present and I was like I think I was hyper aware that I was going to be her sole care provider.
Yeah.
So I was like very like in tune, and it was also my first, so I was like very present, and I can almost like recall every moment that like happened afterwards. Mm-hmm. With Lizzie, I was ready, but I was hyper aware that Andrew had never gone through this before, and Andrew, my husband, cannot see blood, cannot see gross. Like Lizzie accidentally gagged herself on her toothbrush last night and like spit up a little bit of like her like my milk.
Yeah.
And he was instantly like, nope, and like was out the room.
Really?
Like that's how squeamish he is. Like he will gag for no reason too. Like he'll be walking around and like he'll cough and he'll be like, and I'm like, are you okay?
Oh no.
Yeah, love you, but yeah. So I was like also hyper aware that in the hospital that like there was a lot going on and that I needed to focus on him. Yeah. Like at no fault of his own. Like he didn't know that about me, but I was just like hyper aware that like every little thing I might need to explain to him, like, hey, this is what they're about to come do, instead of just me being like, all right, like,
for you and your baby.
Yeah, I would do labor and delivery for either of my kids tomorrow. Like labor and delivery was not hard.
Me too.
Sorry to any of the moms that it was hard for. Yeah. Like I consider myself very blessed that I had very easy labor and delivery experiences, like 100%. And I will always be like hyper vigilant for those moms that like don't feel that way. Mm-hmm. But he almost hit the floor while I was getting my epidural. Right, like he's supposed to be like, I'm holding on to him and I can feel his knees wobbling. Before he's even stuck the needle in my back, I got an epidural, woo woo, with both. Yeah, I don't like pain.
Me too.
Those that did it natural,
yeah,
good job. I actually have a high pain tolerance. I don't want to feel it down there. I have no desire to, and I tore with both, so like I'm glad that I did not have to feel that.
Yep.
But literally, like he almost passed. If I hadn't have called a nurse, because I knew it was coming, I was like, hey, I need a nurse, and she came to me, and I'm like, nope, for him. And she knew instantly. His face was completely white. I've never seen someone drained of so much color in my life. So he got to sit by my bedside while I gave birth. And I was like that too the second go around. I was like 3 pushes, and my epidural worked better that time.
Oh, my epidural was great my second time.
The first one, it was too strong, and I literally had no sense. You know, like with a good epidural, a real good epidural.
Yeah.
You have a sense of self. You just don't. You're not like actively feeling.
Yeah.
But with my first, literally nada. So they were like, you need to be pushing this way. I'm like, I couldn't tell you if my feet were above my head or if I didn't have eyes. Like, I don't know where anything is.
See, my first, they had to like bolus it. I think that's the word. A couple of times because it was like starting to wear off. But with my first, my mom almost passed out. Like,
really?
I had a party in my labor and delivery room with Archer. It was 2019. There was no COVID. There was no nothing. My water broke at like 11 a.m. Getting up off of a massage table, mind you. My massage put me into labor. Yep. So because my water broke, my doctor told me to go straight to the hospital. I had not had any contractions, nothing. And I was like waiting and waiting and waiting because my mom was like, she had to be back 31 years ago at this time. When she gave birth to me, she was like, you have to be in active labor. You have to be like over 6 centimeters or over 7 centimeters to get an epidural. And so that's what was in my head. And like every time they would check me, I was still at 2.
Yeah.
I was still at 2. Like every single time. And at like 7 o'clock, the nurse was like, you're getting an epidural, right? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, when do you want it? And I was like, I don't know. When would you get it? And she was like, the moment I walked through the door. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing. So I think I got my epidural at like 9 p.m. At this point, there were like 8 people in the room with me.
Nice.
Like my mom, my dad, Ammon's sister, Ammon's other sister, Ammon's mom, Tiffany stopped by, like lots of people.
Everybody.
And
welcome to the show.
When I finally started pushing, because it took me until like 5:30 a.m. Get to be like fully ready to push. When I finally started pushing, my husband's sister Katie took my phone, and I was very adamant about like everybody stay behind my head. Nobody needs to see any of that.
Yep.
She took my phone and she set it up like on a table, like to the side. And I didn't know this until Archer was like a month old.
Oh my gosh.
I found a 30-minute video of me pushing, his first cries. Oh, I just boo-hooed because I didn't know I had that. But you also in the video hear Katie say to my mom, Nana, do you need to lay down? Nana, do you need to go get on this couch? Nana, you okay? My mom was like holding her breath while I was pushing. And yeah, she was passing out. And so she was literally on the couch on the other when Archer was born.
Oh.
And like Katie was like checking on her and like, but it was pretty funny.
Were you glad to have that video?
Oh,
afterwards? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They tried to wheel out a mirror with me the first time.
Oh, no.
The lady's like, I brought this. I was like, get it out of here. I like yelled at her and she was like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Get it out. I don't want to see it.
I could never.
I'm like, that image will be burned in my brain forever.
I could never.
Get it out. And
I know. I think the doctor was like, Ammon, look. And I was like, don't you dare.
That. Andrew's the same way. I was like, first of all, because the doc, like, I love my doctor was the same for both. Dr. Samples is like, love her. But she started to ask and then she was like, oh wait, never mind.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, please don't. That would be bad news. Yeah.
Birth.
Yeah.
What a wonderful thing. If I can never be pregnant ever again, but like have more babies, I would.
Samesies.
You know?
Yeah. Like if I could guarantee that I wouldn't have postpartum depression again, I would have another one tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
It's just the pregnancy for me. The
pregnancy. Mine weren't awful, but I don't enjoy it. You know, like there are moments that I like, but like I don't like not being comfortable sleeping and stuff like that. I don't like the heartburn.
The heartburn.
Yeah.
I could talk a lot about my pregnancies. But
Same.
I won't.
For another time.
But I won't.
Next time. Yeah.
Okay, so should we talk about like the real estate market? Those were our 20 questions.
So yeah, I'm interested to know like if people actually care. Like, and I don't mean that to sound like as blunt as it does, but like I think genuinely like members of the public that are moms, like I think they appreciate knowing like what's going on. With that being said, there's not a whole lot going on right now. There is like the whole weird almost government shutdown, which has happened like how many times over the last like year or two? Like at this point, God bless our generation, because we're just so like, it's that TikTok with the grandma where it's like the world's burning down and she's like, la, 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 la. Like that's, if I ever think of a meme for like our generation, like that's us. We're just like, aliens, meh, you know, like government shutdown, meh, like security alert on my phone yesterday, meh.
I'll go dance on TikTok and make money.
Right. Buy this house. Like, I'll do it. I will do it. I have no shame. Like, I will do it.
Oh my God.
You know, and half the time I find out. Yeah, there you go. I'll just flip it around at the last second. But Andrew stays like way more involved in like what's going on. I used to, but I'm just so tired. I'm so tired of it now. Like, it's just, ugh. But he was like, you know, Russia ran an alert yesterday at the same time too. And I was like, I mean, whatever.
Right.
I'm sure there's,
I'm glad you know that.
I know. I'm sure there's ulterior motives for all of it. And like, that's where I'm just like, I don't trust any of it, but it all does affect the market. Like, it makes people nervous and not want to buy houses. And I think it takes a week or two for things to calm down. Like Randy, a fellow agent in our real estate
Leading
group.
Edge.
Whoop,
Hey.
whoop.
Shout out.
Shout out. She listed a house that I took pictures for. We should probably mention what we do. We'll talk about that.
Talk about that.
We should talk about that. Anyways,
talk about our jobs.
Yeah, we should. But she had listed a really pretty house that like is desirable. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That like, you know, was a great like desirable home for like what people are looking for right now. And the first week there was nothing. And she made up a good point. She was like, you know, with the potential government shutdown, like people are scared. And I was like, that's a good point, because I thought for sure that house was going to get snatched up in like a day or two.
Yeah.
So, and now it's under contract. Good. Now that all that's passed.
Good. Yeah.
Now it's under contract, you know.
Well, and rates are still high. Like, I saw a post from Jennifer Grant, I think, and she basically was like, you know, we're not going to get to pandemic type rates again. You know, do I think they'll kind of settle down? Yes, but you know, where are they going to fall? In the 5s? Nobody's going to get that 2.5 that you know you could a couple years ago. Yeah. And I think that it is scary seeing your expected monthly payment with a 7% interest rate. It's really scary. So I get it. Houses are not moving like they were. Houses at a certain price point are not moving at the rate that they were.
If you've got a home that's like under $200K right now, it'll go.
Yeah. Yeah. Even under 300. I feel like under 300 is like, that's the bar. But yeah, I think rates are just scaring everybody.
I actually have a buyer client who's looking for a home that's like under 150. And my first thought was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have a hard time. But I'm having a hard time finding a home to stay on the market long enough for them to go look at that falls in that price range.
Well, and a lot of buyers in that price range are cash buyers because they're investors. Because this is still such a hot place to invest and to own property. You're going to be competing with cash buyers at, you know, under 250. So
and they're not afraid to ask for more than asking. So it's like, I love these people, and I'm like, we're gonna have to, like, I know you're working, but like literally once you get off work, we have to go look at it like, right after, because you're gonna lose it.
Too much competition.
Yep. Yeah. So it'll get there, but you know, and people are doing more incentives like 2-for-1 buy downs and stuff like that. So which I mean is helpful.
Okay, so tell the people what they really want to know. Tell them what you do.
Okay,
so let's talk about your job.
This is the interesting part. This is another reason why this is a cool combo, not just because we're like amazing and like we've been friends for so long and whatever. But what's neat about like our friendship is that like I am a newer real estate agent. So I became an agent May of this year, which is 2023. By the way. But I'm also a real estate photographer. I've done photography for the last 12, 13 years in various forms. So like it started out just like me getting familiar with my camera with like nature and wildlife and landscapes, which I actually still genuinely really love because it feeds my soul. And then it segued into like families and engagements and newborns and weddings, even a touch of boudoir, which was actually very fun. And so when I was going back into like thinking about real estate again, it just was a natural segue to do real estate photography, and I've loved it. And with that comes agent headshots too. So I do headshots for agents, and like, so they're different art forms, but they tie so well together. So that's what I do.
So I'm also an agent with Leading Edge.
You're more than an agent with Leading Edge, but okay.
I'm a very silent partner.
There you go.
With Leading Edge. Very
credit where credit is due.
Very small silent partner. I have been an agent for the better part of a decade. I think we're going on year 9. I got into real estate because we were flipping houses, and I was like, I could list my own houses for free. Actually, I was with Keller Williams at the time, and it was not free.
We actually did real estate school together the first time.
Yeah, we did. I used your notes.
I take very good notes.
She takes great notes.
I do.
I was with Keller for a couple years, and then in 2018, my dad got his license, and my dad is Tim Knox, and we started Revolved Realty together. And earlier this year, Revolved merged with Leading Edge. And I love real estate. I really do love helping people sell houses, get into their houses, their dream houses. For the last 10 years, I've also done residential remodeling for clients and flips. And I'm not going to lie, I would love to never do a single one of those again. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
We started a roofing company this year, and that is really my sole focus right now. I do feel like with the roofing company married with me being an agent, it really is like a value add to my business and to your business if you are an agent. We can get competitive quotes, we can work with insurance, we can do repairs. As long as, your inspection period isn't over tomorrow and you ask me today to get out there, like we can get out there and we can do what you need to do. We've put brand new roofs on for multiple agents. We've done repairs for some agents. And so the roofing company is really my main focus right now. It is definitely a collaborative effort, me and my husband. I do all the back end stuff. So if you ever need an estimate or anything like that, that's going to be me. If you ever need a drone flown over your house to detect all the damage, that's going to be my husband, which is really convenient for insurance purposes because you can send that right to your insurance adjuster, and obviously they'll want to come out and, make sure it's your house that has the damage, but it really is helpful in negotiations.
Did you just notice that we're wearing,
oh my gosh,
we're both wearing leopard print shoes? Sorry, that was so random.
Not
I'm
planned.
sitting here. This is,
Not planned.
This is so funny.
We also have Airbnbs. We also have 5 Airbnbs. So if your clients or you ever need a place to stay,
they're beautiful.
Contact me. Thank you. Alisa took pictures of them.
I did take some.
Yeah, contact me because chances are we have something open.
God, you're so busy.
Yeah.
I think you've just become accustomed to it at this point. I think if like the 20-year-old versions of us could see us now, they'd be like, girl, go take a nap.
I know, which is
I
so
wish
funny.
I could nap.
I can't nap. It's impossible. If I lay down, the only time I can nap, and I think it's a weird thing about my kids, the only time I can nap is on a Sunday. I don't know why, if my kids are asleep in the rooms next to me.
Yeah.
That's the only time I can take a nap.
I usually can
on a Saturday, I'm like, I should be out doing something. I need to be like mopping my floors while the kids are asleep.
Good.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yep.
It's really wild. Okay, so should we talk about entertainment news? Is that too superficial?
Know. We can mention it.
Is this too superficial? How do you feel about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce?
So here's the thing. I don't know that I call myself a Swiftie.
Oh, I totally.
So maybe I'm being honest. Okay, here's the thing. I love Taylor Swift. Okay, I really do. I haven't ever been to any of her concerts, mainly because I'm a broke bee.
Me too.
I can count on one hand the concerts I've been to. Like, I would love to go see more, but like, it's just hard.
Yeah.
But I have every single one of her albums from the CDs when her first one came out and she was country, and then when it like evolved into digital. Like I have all of them and I know most of them, and like Allie is now she loves Taylor Swift, my 8-year-old. So like we jam out to it, and like I care, and I'm defensive of her when people want to call out her dating life. Like, let her do her thing. And like there was some stupid conspiracy thing on TikTok this morning that was like she and him have like a deal about like because she's an Eagles fan and like blah blah, and I'm like, she don't care. She does not care. Just because she says that she's an Eagles fan, she's not like, I'm conspiring with like, shut up. Like,
I'm going to distract him so when they meet up in the Super Bowl.
Somebody did say that he was number 13 in her dating lineup though, and that like, that's a good sign.
That's her lucky number.
Like, I know.
Something.
So I'm like, okay. Like, I do want to see her happy. Whether that's like married with kids or if that's just like her dating and like living her life. Like, let her do her thing.
Yeah. I don't know how to feel about Travis Kelce himself.
Yeah.
But
he loves his mama. That makes me happy.
And I love that. Yeah. And I like it for her because I feel like her dating history in the past has been.
And he's an actual man. Like sometimes when love you, but like she'll never see this. I'm saying it out into the universe.
Taylor.
Love you, Tay Tay. But every time like she picks a guy, I'm like, I mean, if that's your taste, that's fine. But like now when I see I'm like, okay, that's a man. He got a stash and everything, and I feel like he could pick you up and put you over his shoulder. Like
the stash bothers me so much.
It kind of does.
He used to have a beard.
It looks like a 70s stash a little bit. Yeah,
oh,
but at least he can grow one.
Yeah. I wish them the best.
I do too.
This is so superficial.
It is.
And I hope everybody who has an opinion really chimes in on this.
I do too, yes. I genuinely want to know what people think about it because...
What else has been in the news? Like nothing. There's no other entertainment news.
Other than like The Rock getting thrown under the bus for the whole Maui thing.
What?
Whereas Oprah didn't. Did you not hear about that?
No.
So you know how Oprah and The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, I don't either, but like TikTok is my only source of like what's going on. So you know how the two of them were like talking about Maui and like how to help Maui and like people were PO'd because like they have bajillions of dollars and like they made a small donation, but like they're calling on the public who like feel on this silent recession that's obviously honestly going on. And they were ticked off. Well, they threw Dwayne Johnson. He's been like canceled, you know, like hashtag canceled. What? And Oprah's like kind of walked away scot-free.
How did I
see? And I love Dwayne Johnson. I don't have any ill will against Oprah, but I'm like, if you gonna cut someone's head off, at least do it with both of them and not just him.
No,
so I'm
like The Rock.
Genuinely hoping that he still gets to play Maui in the live action Moana because
they're going to take that away from him?
I don't know. I hope not. But if they do, I'm not watching it.
Oh my gosh.
To anybody that cares.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
At Disney, I'm not watching it if Dwayne Johnson isn't in it.
Yeah.
To all of our followers.
From our small town podcast.
Yes. Run and tell that.
Oh boy.
Catch me outside.
Okay, speaking of TikTok.
Yes. Good segue.
I get my news on TikTok too, but I just haven't, that has not come up on my For You page yet. But we were together last week and we were talking about a recent like TikTok shop purchase. And we actually both got the same thing, just different,
ironically,
different brands.
Yeah.
And I tried mine out this morning and can you tell?
Since you've seen us.
Can you tell?
Before now. Yeah.
I know. So this is the Butte Peachy Clean Smile Kit. I actually ordered it from the Discount Tifa's TikTok shop. And I actually really like it. I was going to do it this morning while I put my makeup on, but then I was like, I'm gonna mess something up. Like, it's gonna be really weird because you actually have to put this little piece in your mouth.
In your whole, like a mouth guard.
Yeah, so you paint your teeth with a little pin and then you put this in your mouth and then you plug it up to your phone and the light turns on. I thought that was really cool.
See, mine includes the light. Mine has the light.
Oh, so it's just a button you push?
Yeah.
Okay.
Although
so you have to charge it.
So when you open it, it says scan it with your phone and get 3-month LED teeth whitening light warranty. Blah blah of something whitening. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, it's all in here. So
you do have to charge it.
It is battery operated.
Oh.
It has a battery.
Okay, so I will show you one pretty cool thing about this one. So you don't have to charge it. You don't replace batteries. It just goes off of your phone charge.
That's cool.
And it comes with multiple different connections. So like here's my iPhone one. Here's probably an old iPhone one. Here's the whatever flat bottomed one. And then here's a USB. So you could actually plug it in
from anywhere.
But your phone is just so convenient because you have it with you anyway. And then you just pop this in your mouth.
That's cool.
Anyway, I like it.
I do like not being attached to a cord though.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like I literally took a picture because I was like, what if we need a picture? And
I actually took one too.
Did you? I love us. We're so on the same page. I'm literally like,
I had no makeup on and it was in my mouth. And like,
I love how,
I don't know if we'll share those.
No matter how far apart we are, we always seem to be on the same wavelength. Because literally we hadn't talked in like a while. I mean, we like chit chatted, but like, whatever. And like, I was like, I bought one of those things. And you were like, oh my God, I did too. So it just goes to show. So like, we're going to, so mine says to do 7 weeks and then give it some time. I think that's what it said. No, I read that wrong. I'm sorry. It says something about do it for like 4 or 5 consecutive days.
Yeah.
And then wait like 7 weeks before you do it again.
Okay, so I think mine is 3 days, and then you can do it like once a week.
So that may be an advantage because I hate whitening my teeth. I hate sitting there like drooling on myself.
Yeah.
My husband walked in and I was like, I like pulled my shirt over. I'm like, don't look at me.
One good thing though is like there's no sensitivity with this one.
Is there?
I like there was no tooth, and I've got sensitive teeth, but
too.
I did not feel any kind of sensitivity.
I felt like a little tingle.
Did you?
Yeah. but nothing bad.
Okay.
It was just like a little.
Okay. Do you want to show your other TikTok purchase?
Oh,
no, this
yes.
is Temu.
Temu.
These are our Temu purchases.
We're cheap and we like Temu.
Yeah, and I did actually just order another one of these off of the TikTok shop, but it's not like a $4 one. I think it was like $30, but it's not a Stanley, and it's supposed to be leak proof, and it comes with a metal straw with like a rubber tip. So maybe I'll have it next week to review.
Try out. Yeah, I know. I bought 2 that were the same, just different colors, and
They're cute.
they're cute. I mean, like, I'm not gonna spend $50 on a cup. I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna do that. And like, I was actually in REI the other day get my mom's bike fixed, and like they had all the beautiful Stanleys. And like, I can appreciate what looks good. I can look at a Mercedes and be like, yeah, it looks good, but I'm never gonna buy one.
Right. I love my Ford.
Even if I was a bajillionaire, I don't think I'd ever buy one.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Okay, so
I think.
let's round it up, round it out.
Round it out, round it up.
Whatever I'm trying to say.
The juggle.
The juggle is real, man. Yeah. It's so real. Well, if you've stuck with us this far, I commend you.
It could have been 3 hours. I don't know.
I know. We have no idea what time it is anymore.
No, our phones are probably.
I know. Well, no, they're on airplane mode.
They are.
So once we turn them on,
it'll be a hot mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm Chelsea and
I'm Alisa. If you liked any of this, like, comment, let us know. If you hated all of it, that's fine too, but you can keep that opinion to yourself.
Comment. I have a request for review email that I send out after we do a roof.
Oh, I do that too for my photography stuff.
And I'm like, if we did a great job, here, leave a Google review. If we left something to be desired, please come to me personally.
Please contact me personally. Yes. If you didn't like it, I care. But I don't necessarily need to know about it. You can support or scroll. No hard feelings. I just,
That's right. And if you have something that you would like us to talk about, because we are, let's face it, incredibly entertaining.
So entertaining.
Leave us a comment.
Yep. We'll talk about it.
We will talk about it. We're going to try to do this once a week.
Yeah.
And we won't do the 20 questions. We'll have, this was kind of like a get to know us kind of thing.
Yeah.
And y'all probably learned way more than
Probably so. We talked about urine, so could have been worse, but
Yeah, way more than you wanted to know.
If anything, will be real.
That's right.
Genuine, yeah.
Yeah. But we are real estate agents. We do have other businesses. We would love to help you out however we can. So let us know how we can help you.
No question is stupid.
That's right.
Just whatever it is.
That's right.
I used to be a vet tech. I could try to help out there too. Like anything you got. How to help your kid with math homework, I can't help you with that. But I can recommend some great resources.
Yeah. And that's another thing I do want to do. I do want to have some guests on who are more knowledgeable than we are.
We're going to have all sorts of different kinds of people. Because I think initially we were talking about doing it like real estate based, but moms need all sorts of help in different places. So we're going to do guests from all different kinds of backgrounds.
So if you have suggestions of something that you're interested in but haven't really been able to get answers to, put that out there and we'll see if we can, find somebody who has that knowledge to bring on. And if you have something that you would like to promote, a business that can be helpful to moms, to real estate agents, to anyone in general, let us know. We'd love to have you on.
Hit us up.
Yeah. And this was episode 1 of the Property Moms podcast.
Done. Now let's go judge ourselves and post. Yay!
Can we eat first and then judge ourselves?
We'll eat and judge ourselves at the same time.
I know. Man.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Yay!
And that wraps up another episode of the Property Moms podcast. A huge thank you for joining Chelsea and Alisa on their journey through homes, homework, deals, and diapers. Remember, whether you're closing a sale or tucking in the kids, the juggle is oh so real, but you're never alone in it. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and share with other fabulous juggling moms out there. Until next time, keep shining and keep thriving. Or surviving.